This is how it happens, boys, isn't it? So, as you can see, what I got in front of me is another Gravely. This Gravely is another LI, just like the one I've got over there. So you know how it goes on the first snow we got, when it was like 4 feet of snow on the ground. I vowed to make the nastiest, beefiest snowblower that I could. And that's what we got. That's what we got. This Gravely LI over there with a Briggs Repower on the back. And, you know, found it. Oh no, you know, it's really nice, but oh, man, it's got a couple of issues. Maybe I could do a couple of modifications to it. Oh, well, it looks like the parts for those mods are expensive. Well, oh look, whoa, what is this? A parts tractor that has all the stuff I need for cheap. Well, let's just scoop that up. And now I have, as you can see from this garage, Gravely's take up every last bit of spare space I have. So let me show you what some of those mods are that I was looking for and what I plan to do with this thing. So mod number one that we had here, if you remember way back when, from when there was still snow on the ground, we were having troubles going too fast and not getting enough grip for snow blowing, especially the really deep snow that Western New York can get. So one of the ways you could solve that is with these gear reduction wheels. It has this large grippy agricultural tire, and behind it is like a big planetary gear set. So it reduces your movement speed by half in each gear, which is great. That'll be awesome for the big nasty snow drifts. Another thing that I was looking to get was one with a dipstick. After I did my Repower, now I had a different level of oil in the Gravely, and I couldn't check it because usually with these old school ones it just has a hole and you fill it until it leaks. But when you Repower it, you have to overfill it. So I just had to hope. This one, it does have a dipstick. A little overfull of what? Still gold oil. Still good smelling gold oil. That's very nice. Which is weird because this motor won't run. And another thing that the previous owner pointed out is this has got a factory Gravely original equipment filter. That doesn't seem like a bragging point to me. That kind of scares the crap out of me, honestly. Another mod I was hoping to get was this remote PTO lever. Oh, this is another thing that PB'd that looks like it freed it up. So I was looking to get this remote PTO lever. This engages whatever attachment you have on the front. In my old LI, it didn't have that. You had to walk over to the front and turn it on, which it wasn't too big of a deal, but you know, when you're running this big dog eater or you know, a mower or something like that, and you get into a hairy situation, you're really gonna want to be able to just turn it off just for safety. So that was another mod that we were looking for, and this one, it's the full package. I scooped it up. I don't know if I should kiss and tell with price, but you know, I will anyway. This was $150, and I think it was a pretty good deal. And another thing, this is pure looks, but I love the big tires and the square tractor hood. You know, people look at that one and they go, wow, what a big snowblower or whatever. But they look at this and they get it now. Yes, tractor. So, $150 tractor. You want to take a random guess on what's wrong with it? Well, it does seem to roll over. It seems to have decent compression, but it's kind of hard to tell with these motors because they are pretty stiff. And if you go, you can hear the magneto click. Come on, one more time. Click. So at least the mechanics of the magneto work. If you look at this too, it looks like our shaft is a little wiggly. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. This one has a starter on it. Brum, brum, brum. But no battery. So on top of that, if you look under here, looks like the filter and everything got ripped out from under it. Someone banged it. I mean, maybe they just backed it up into something, and that's what made this wobbly, broke off the glass filter. I don't know. I'm just guessing here. And also this carb is solid. It's pretty pretty stiff. None of the knobs, none of the levers work. It's solid. But the tractor looks good. I mean, the tractor, if I put a motor on it, would probably just fire right up. A new motor and it would just fire up, you say? Well, yeah, because that thing had compression, I had half a mind to just leave the old T-head on there. But last winter, we did do this 10-horse Briggs Repower on this other one. And I did it in such a way that it would swap really easy. As a part of this adapter plate is these clamps that hold the handles on. Hold the handle on. So it's really easy to take this off and to transplant it onto just about anything. Now I did notice from this Repower, this might not be the ideal engine for the tractor. This engine likes to be wound out a little more than I think the Gravely transmission would like. But it's here. I know this runs, and again, I'm so tempted because it's cool, but cast your memory back to when I did this Repower in the first place. I said that that engine's cool. It's really fun to tinker with, but I don't want to rely on it when it's cold. Oh, but you got two now. Oh, I do have two now. No, bad thinking. Bad thinking. I want to have my modern engine on the back of this really stout transaxle, and I think that's going to be the way to go. So we're going to take the old T-head off of that, take the many accessories that hang off of it. You can see how clean this is. The other Gravely's got tons of just stuff that goes there to help the engine run. And we're going to take the Briggs off, stick it on this other Gravely, take the T-head, put it on here, and you know, it's not going in the dumpster. So someone who really appreciates the old Gravely's will be able to put it to use on this. And then this tractor I'm gonna sell. So I only have one. I don't need two. Maybe I would be able to keep the T-head motor if I did the Gravely guy thing and have, like, you know, a snowblower Gravely, a backup snowblower Gravely, and a mower Gravely, and a backup mower Gravely. But I just don't have the space for it, or the time, frankly. So we're gonna take all the best parts of this, which is just the motor and that blower, and we're gonna put it on the square nose. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Well, before we get started on the Repower, first we got to take all of the stuff off of this Gravely. I've already done it once before for the Repower over there. I got a beautiful afternoon free, so we're going to get started on it. Let's see how I do. So I took a look in this bugger while we had it here. It doesn't look too bad. It's actually pretty clean. Figured I can at least check the back clutch. Here it is. The clutch friction material is usually like a nice red, and I don't see a bright red, but I can still see that there's a very clear layer of friction material. This is actually almost a perfect clutch, which I'm stoked about. So what a find. it looks like we got just about everything ready to go together. We just need to do the attachment shuffle. So I think I'm going to take the snowblower off, put it on this little wheel cart, get it into storage. That might be a little premature. It's currently snowing out there, even though it's, you know, late April. So who knows, we might actually need that at some point. Gonna get this rotary plow off, get it on the front here, and then wheel this bad boy over to another attachment I have back there, and that's gonna be the summer attachment. I think that's gonna be a good time. And then we'll be ready to fill it up. And like I said, it's snowing outside, but I think I'm just too excited. I might even try to just do a little bit of mowing just for giggles. Alright, we got this bad boy filled up with oil. It sat for a little bit and all the oil is still in it. So I think it's going to be time to fire it up and see what we can do. so there we go. I think we had some pretty good first run success on that one. We did learn a couple of things. You know, if you take a look at this front assembly here, it's got a lot of brown foamy schmoo coming out of it. Now, I didn't replace the oil in this. It looked brown, and my thinking was, you know, that's okay. Well, clear brown like new oil should. And my thinking was, you know, it's clean. We could just run it for this quick little test. But it looks like it just foamed up and got all garbage, so maybe someone put the wrong stuff in it. Maybe it's just so old it doesn't matter anymore. We did actually do some cutting. There is, you know, grass clippings all over the thing. I'm pretty sure this is set up to be really high, so it didn't do super great on my grass for our winter mowing. I learned that when you engage this reel mower, you want it to be off of the ground. The mower, the governor, it really does not like to just slam in the dog clutch like that. It really freaks it out. So giving it as light a load and picking it up, that's the way to go. Also, probably could have adjusted the clutches in this reel mower, but from what I understand, these things are a little fragile, so I think that might actually just be for the best. This thing was making some awful noises today, and I'm really not too sure what it was. Usually I wear earplugs when I'm driving stuff around, so I don't know if that was a noise that it made before when this motor setup was on the other Gravely. You know, I don't think so, but if you notice, it hazed really bad when it fired up, and not only that, it started hazing again after it warmed up. So that seems like there might be something hosed in the motor. Now, most of the noise what I heard was just straight cut gear whine, which, you know, I can't help but think sounds bad. It makes a real racket, but I thought, you know, maybe my my input gear was messed up. I'm trying to, you know, feel this. Just give it a little pull. You know, it's hard to say. If it is flopping around in there, it's still pretty tight. And when I stuck it in neutral and revved the motor, the clacka 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 clacka, it seemed to go in relation to the motor, not the transmission. But hey, you guys heard the video. Maybe you can tell me, maybe give me a hand of what that sounded like to you with just more eyes on it, helping with the diagnosis. Another thing I think worth noting is these should probably be tightened up. They were pretty tight before, then ran it a little bit, and now they feel a little loose. So probably gonna tighten up the shift levers a little bit and keep going. The way this clutch engager works, you know, it's not perfect. I used to mount up here, and now it's off to the side a little bit. And honestly, I kind of think it's a little bit fun like that. It reminds me of the hyperdrive at the beginning of Lilo and Stitch. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. Hyperdrive engaged. That stuff. That little trog is gonna make a jump. Well, yeah, it's just fun to have fun. That's what it reminds me of. And I don't know what the Gravely advertising was like way back in the day, but if I could come up with one right now, it says makes you look forward to work. Like, it was snowing and sleeting out there, and I wanted to mow so bad that I got all this stuff going just to do it. We set up this Repower, we set up that dog eater before, and I wanted it to snow just feet. And I was kind of disappointed when it stopped. So honestly, I've had a lot of fun with these things. I wonder if this motor isn't long for this world. I'm gonna keep an eye on it, keep an eye on that noise, see if it gets any worse, gets any better, and you know, keep an eye out, see what people say. But until then, thank you very much, and have a good one. Wish me warmer weather and taller grass. Take it easy.